The Hawks beat the D's, Gunson Kicks 7, is that BREUST last game in the MCG, and the Hawks have finally found their A-grade midfielder to take them to the top 4. Let's get into it. So the man of the match, it's either one or two options, and I'm going for Jack Gunson. 14 touches, 7 goals, 4. Easily could have been 10 goals, 13 score involvements, 10 marks, all inside the forward 50. One of his best games of his career, and it was just a joy to watch. He looked like his prime self, and he looked like a traditional full forward. One that just lead out from the goal square, you feed the full forward. Think back to when Franklin and Roughhead were running the forward line at the Hawks. You kick the ball to them, and they just do their thing. If they drop the ball, they're going to have crumbers on the ground, and it's a win-win for everyone. So, yeah, it was beautiful to watch, in my opinion. He was absolutely cooking Stephen May in that first quarter. His first quarter stats, just comprehend what I'm about to say. 7 touches. He had 5 shots on goal for 2 goals too. 1 didn't make the distance. It was on a tough angle. It was raining. Fair enough. 6 score involvements. 5 marks inside 50 in 1 quarter. And a nice goal assist to the Wizard for his first goal. And it was prime Jack Gunson. It was insane to watch. He's now at 60 goals for the season, with 1 game to play. That's not including finals. He wasn't rested. He didn't even play in the first 2 games of the season. He just wasn't in the team. And now, yeah, I don't know. He's probably an All-Australian. If he's not an All-Australian, there's going to be protests because he's second in the Coleman right now. And, yeah, just playing out of his mind. Luke Breust. Now, before the game, I think a lot of people thought, yeah, he's just getting the game because it's his farewell game. He's obviously a legend of the game and the club, and it's just out of respect. But looking at his stats, he came on with about 4 to 5 minutes into the third quarter. These are his stats. 9 touches, 3 marks, 4 tackles, 1 goal, 1, and 7 score involvements with 2 direct goal assists in less than a half a footy. You double those numbers, and he's not the sub. He is a starting player on this team, and he had a great game. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care about the opposition. He was one of the better players on the ground today in a half a footy. There were 2 occasions where he was front and centre, the ball hit the pack, and it's like he has a magnet in his hands. It just lands in his lap, perfectly. Twice, 2 occasions. One actually led to, I think, Gunson's 7th goal. It was between half back and the wing. The ball hit the pack, and it just you blink, and he's just out there in space. No fumble, just clean as ever, and he looked like prime Luke Breust. He was an absolute star, not just because it was his last game. You've got to put respect on his name. He played a fantastic game, and if he's bringing that to the Brisbane game next week, mate, we have a better chance of winning. Like I said, 1 goal, 1. He could have kicked a second, but it was, under pressure. He sort of crumbed it and then just threw it on the boot. Doesn't matter that he missed, but 2 direct goal assists, 7 score involvements, so that is just 3 goals directly came from him in a half a footy. So, yeah, in my opinion, he's definitely in the side next week. If I was changing anything, it would be CJ for Harry Morrison, but, yeah, at this point, Breust is having a great end to his career. I really want to see him play finals. He could be the difference. He could come in as a sub, fresh legs, kick a goal, set up a couple. And when he kicked his first, the crowd went mental, just screamed out, Bruce. All the boys got around him. It was a beautiful moment. You sort of got a little bit emotional because you're like, wow, this might be one of the last times we ever see Breust on the G. So, yeah, just congratulations to the champ. One of the most underrated small forwards of all time. One of the most underrated players of all time. He's one of the best players ever. Not just small forwards. He is one of the best players ever. But he's just underrated because he's so simple. He's so fundamental. He's not flashy. He is at times, the front and centre work and the fend-offs, obviously that's flashy, but he's just so fundamentally sound. He just does everything perfectly. He does all the basics literally perfectly. He's a pure professional, and yeah, congrats on your career, Luke. Can't wait to see you play finals. Now, for the meat and potatoes in the title of this video, Hawthorn have finally found their A-grade midfielder that is going to take them to the top 4, and the person I'm talking about is Dylan Moore. Morey looked like a genuine A-grade mid, and that's not an exaggeration. 29 touches at 3-quarter time, finished the game with 32, but was clearly managed in that last quarter. 2 goals, 9 marks, and he's not taking contested marks. He's taking marks because he's working his ass off to make space, and that just makes the team better all round. 6 score involvements and 80% efficiency, just under. 4 of his last 5 games, just guess what he's averaging as an on-baller. 4 of his last 5 games, 29 touches. You're telling me that form going into finals isn't A-grade worthy? He is looking like our best player right now. He probably only gets... The only reason he doesn't get the 3 votes is because Gunson kicks 7. And you don't see 7 too often. 7 is a genuine bag in modern day footy. But, yeah, he's easily the close second. And, yeah, he looked like a genuine A-grade midfielder. I think I could be wrong about the round that this was said, but I saw a stat saying he was the highest rated midfielder at some point this season. I don't know what stat it was. I forgot who said it, but I know for a fact it was real because I'm just hang on a sec. But at some point this year, he was the highest rated midfielder, and right now, yeah, he's acting like it. Earlier in the year when Will Day went down, I didn't like Dylan Moore on ball. I always thought he was more of a spurt player. He could play like 7 to 8 minutes at a time there, a couple times a game, but mainly stay forward. Obviously, he's an All-Australian forward pocket. But now he's had another half a season to play on ball with Will Day out. He's got the fitness up, he's got the experience up, and now he's sort of playing and acting and training more of a midfielder rather than a forward mid. And yeah, I'm loving it right now. If he can give this production almost every week, he's a genuine midfielder. But yeah, thing about him going back forward, it's like we got smalls down there. We got Watson, Gunson, McDonald. And speaking of the forwards, Gunson is playing that high half forward role just as good, if not better, than Dylan Moore was last season. Maybe not better, but it's definitely up there. Gunson is absolutely killing it the last couple months, even since he came back from Box Hill. He's been great. He's been averaging over 20 touches since then, like not an exaggeration. He's been great. And the 2 kicks, just speaking to Gunson real quick, 2 kicks in the first quarter were about 50 metres. They hit Gunson on the chest, in the wet, and the second one was on his left, and it looked so smooth and natural. It's just like, go watch those highlights of Gunson in the first quarter. Those first 2 kicks went 45 to 55 metres. They hit Gunson directly on the chest. Did not have to break stride, and it was beautiful. Jack Gunson might be the difference between Hawthorn going far in the final series and not, because he's just been so important this season. Gunson had 21, and 20 of them were in 3 quarters. Like I just said, he got managed in that last quarter. 6 score involvements and didn't score any goals or points himself. So, yeah, all he does, he just gets into space and creates an option, and he's just sort of a link-up player. Like, he just gets into the perfect spot almost every time. Very high IQ, very unselfish player, and yeah, like I said before, he is a great player, and he's going to take us far this year. He's just like... He's so underrated when it comes to his IQ, just getting in the right spots, and then his unselfishness. He'll get a handball, and he won't turn around and kick it. He will just give the hands off to a player on it with a better kick. Aim on, D'Ambrosio. Doesn't really matter who it is, but he really does do the team thing every single time, and it's just great to watch. Yeah, it was a bit of a shame we didn't blow Melbourne out and, really boost our percentage, but it was clear that a few players were managing that last quarter. I know Moore, Gunson, Newcombe and Ward were all managing that last quarter. I think they all had 1 disposal except for Moore, who had 3. So, yeah, obviously clearly managed. Now, some other stats. Connor McDonald, 28 touches. He got moved on ball in that last quarter, just gave him a go. 28 touches, 1 goal, 3, and the 3 he missed were pretty easy set shots. Like, he easily could have kicked 4 yesterday. 10 marks as well, so C-Mac on ball in that last quarter was pretty good. Now, going into next week against Brisbane, here are some players who are in form. Now, keep in mind, these stats are not based off yesterday's game against Melbourne because I did them earlier. So, if a player got more than this average or less, just take off maybe half a disposal. So, Impey, 8 out of his last 9, 24 touches. Sicily, 4 out of his last 5, 23. Mass, 23.5 over his last 3. Ward, 23, 3 of his last 4. Battle, 24 over his last 2. Amon, 26. 6 of his last 7 games. He's absolutely killing it. And Gunson, 23.5, 4 of his last 5, and 13 of his last 16 games, almost 22 disposals. So absolutely killing it. Nash, 21 over 4 of his last 5. So these guys are in form, and yeah, perfect time considering we're going into finals. So yeah. Now, next week against Brisbane, it's not going to be easy whatsoever, all right? It's going to be tough. Brisbane need to win this to make the top 4, even have a chance. So, yeah, the way we're going, we can definitely beat them in Brisbane. No guarantees, obviously. So, yeah, comment down below. Let me know what do you think is going to happen next week, because I'm super keen to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions. And, yeah, looking forward to the Brisbane game.